Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Today we are going to discuss full book series ETA model test Coaching Academy. First number MCQs that is given. Fungi like protist cell wall is composed of. We have studied the cell wall. Cell wall is actually present. It may be in bacteria. Cell wall it may be present in fungi cell. Cell wall it's may be in archaea. Cell wall it's may be present in dinoflagellates. Cell wall it's may be present in chlorophyta. It's also called the green algae. It's may be present in the plant cells, but their composition is different. In bacteria, we know that cell wall is present, that's made up of murine. Fungi cells, it may be present, it's made up of chitins. Archaea, it's made up of peptidoglycans. While in dinoflagellates, in chlorophyta, green algae, that's made up of cellulose. While in plant cells, that's also made up of cellulose. We have studied in chapter number 7, protist and fungi. It's a protist. It's also known as trash can kingdoms. Trash can kingdoms. So, fungi-like protist, their cell wall is made up of cellulose. That's made up of cellulose. Coming toward the next MCQs, which one is a heaviest cells organelle? Nucleus. Nucleus is considered to be heaviest cell organelle because we have studied in the centrifugation process when we give at times 10 minutes and 10,000 gravity is formed. So to isolate the nucleus. So nucleus actually that's considered to be the heaviest cell organelle, but ribosomes that's considered to be light cells organelle. In chloroplast and mitochondria that's considered to be intermediate size cells organelle. Coming toward the next MCQs, all of the following statements are correct for staining technique except methylene blue is used for Obelia colony. No. Methylene blue is used to isolate the fungal hyphae in its spores. Next MCQs, that is the bond between two nucleotides is called as phosphodiester bonds. Different type of bonds are present. Peptide bond is present between two amino acids. Glycosidic bond is present between the two glucose molecules. Hydrogen bond is present between adenine to thymine and cytosines to guanines. It may be present to adenine to uracils. It may be present thymine to thymines, but this is called as tautomers. That's called as tautomer. That's called the mismatching. MCQ number 11. All of the following have a haploids number of chromosomes except wheat. Wheat have actually hexaplide. 42 chromosomes are present, and that's the type of hexaplide. Next MCQs 12. Coenzyme A consists of nucleotides and vitamin B. Coenzymes they are made up of nucleotides and vitamins B. 13. Ribosomal precursors proteins are synthesized in the ribosomal precursors means proteins. They are talking about the proteins. So proteins are actually synthesized by the inside cytoplasm on rough endoplasmic reticulums. Rough endoplasmic reticulums. MCQ number 14. Total number of nucleotides which are common in both DNA and RNA. We have stated that in DNA adenines, guanine, cytosine, thymine is present. In case of RNA, adenines, guanines, cytosine in uracil are present. So adenine, guanines, cytosines, they are common in both DNA and RNA. So 3 nucleotides are commons. Coming toward the MCQs number 21, mitochondria can be found in all cells except erythrocytes. Erythrocytes, actually red blood cells, they have two different stages. One is called as erythroblast. In erythroblast, these are present. Well, in case of erythrocytes, they are degenerated. In erythrocytes, they are degenerated. So mature red blood cell is called as erythrocytes. Coming toward MCQ number 22, most common disaccharides is sucrose, while most common oligosaccharide is also sucrose. Coming toward the MCQ number 23, which of the following enzymes require neutral pH? Urease means that pH is 7. Neutral urease. While invertase, that's pH is 4.5, which is also called as sucrase. While pepsines, we know their pH is 2. While trypsines, if that's pancreatic trypsine, so that pH is alkaline in nature. Its alkaline is 7 to 8. MCQ number 24, most monosaccharide in which 4 carbon atoms contributes to ring forms all of these. They forms a central 4 carbon atoms. Coming toward the next MCQs, that is MCQ number 31. Thymine is replaced by none of these. While thymine actually they are replaced by uracil in case of RNA. Next MCQ 32. Steroid hormones which promotes growth. Steroid hormones which promote growth are cytokines. Cytokines, they are plant hormones, they are steroids in nature. So they are concerned with the cell division. Coming toward the 33 MCQs. What will be the total amount of energy required to convert hydrogen peroxide into water in the absence of enzymes? 86 kilojoule energy is required. While in the presence of enzymes, 1 kilojoule energy is required. So the name of this enzyme is catalase. Coming toward MCQ number 34, PIPCO is sensitive to carbon dioxide and insensitive to oxygens. We have studied in a C4 plant that's actually present in C4 plant. Let's suppose that's xylems, phloem, and completely we call them vascular bundle. In this vascular bundle, they are surrounded by the bundle sheet cells. They are surrounded by the bundle sheet cells. While side by sides, the mesophyll cells are present. These are the mesophyll cells are present. PIPCO is present in mesophyll cells, and this PIPCO actually phosphenol pyruvate PIP is present when the concentration of carbon dioxide is greater. So this PIPCO that's converted into oxaloacetates, which is consist of 4 carbons compound. Then it's converted to aspartate, then it's converted to malate, then it's transported into the bundle sheet cells. Here it's break down to forms carbon dioxide and PIP is formed. PIP come back to pick another molecule of carbon dioxides. So carbon dioxides react with RUBP in bundle sheet cells. So it's mean dark reaction occur in the bundle sheet cells in C4 plant. Coming toward the next MCQ, that is 41. Glycolate is converted to glycine during photorespiration in peroxisomes. We have stated that RUBP plus oxygens combined together, they forms glycolate. Glycolate is then converted into glycines. Glycine is then converted into serine plus carbon dioxide. So actually that's a photorespiration. The friction is the food respiration. So from here to here, this process occur in chloroplast. This process occur in chloroplast. Then from here to here, this process occur in peroxisomes. While the last step, they take place in mitochondria. Now coming toward the next MCQs, that is 42. PSTV is composed of RNA only. PSTV actually stands for potato, spindle, tuber, viroid. Actually, that's a disease of potato. That's the first disease which is to be discovered. 43 MCQs, all are caused by viroid except leaf curl disease. That's actually cotton leaf curls. That's a cotton leaf curl, and this cotton leaf curl is caused by begomovirus, and this begomovirus is being spread by whitefly. Whiteflies, that's called is the Bemisia tibeci. Bemisia tibeci. Coming toward the next MCQ, 44. The first viroid discovered was PSTV, potato spindle tuber viroid disease. Earlier we have discussed. So PSTV, potato spindle tuber viroid, that's the first viroid which is to be discovered from potato. They are RNA in nature. Coming toward the next MCQ, that is 51. Gram staining was discovered by a Danish physician in 1884. Next MCQ, that is 52. Which of these groups of bacteria are mostly atrichous? Cocci. Atrichous means they have no flagella. They have no flagella. Coming toward the next MCQ, that's 53. The major functions of slime capsule is, major functions is prevent dehydrations. While although they give protections, they give help in pathogenicity, but the major function is prevent dehydrations. MCQ number 54. The red color of rhodopsin is due to the presence in phycoerythrines. Phycoerythrin, that's present in the red algae. They are present in the red algae. From here we can also extract the agar, and carrageenan is also extracted. Agar is used in media, carrageenan is used in thickening of ice cream. Coming toward the next MCQs, that is MCQs number 61. All of the following are example of chlorophyta except Selaginella. Selaginella, that's not the example of chlorophyta. Chlorophyta, actually they are the plant-like protists. They are the plant-like protists, while Selaginella, actually that's plants and belong to subphylum Lycopsida. They belong to subphylum Lycopsida. 62. Tracheids are elongated cells up to 80 micrometers wide, and they are also lignifieds. They are also lignifieds. 63. Living genera of subphylum Coelopsida is both Coelotum and Mesopteris, while the fossil genera are Rania, Cooksonia, and Xylophytes. Coming toward the next MCQ, 64. Organs are absent in sponges because actually kingdom Animalia is divided into two subkingdoms, subkingdom Parazoa and subkingdom Metazoa. And this Metazoa also called as Eumetazoa. It's called the Eumetazoa. So Parazoa, this tissue and organ system is absent. Tissue and organ system is absent, while in metazoa and eumetazoa tissue and organ system is present. Coming to our next MCQ 71, in human, the skin is the largest integumentary organs because their derivatives are present. Although on the basis of functions, liver is considered to be largest organ of the body because it performs large number of functions. And spleen is actually the largest organ of lymphatic system. Next MCQ 72, light reactions of photosynthesis in a blue-green algae occurs in none of these, because actually blue-green algae, cyanobacteria, they have no chloroplast, they have no grain this cell organelle because their chlorophyll is scattered, dispersed. 73, action spectrum of photosynthesis pigments can be measured by, action spectrum can be measured by the concentration amount of carbon dioxide. So more the carbon dioxide produced, higher will be the action spectrums. While absorption spectrums that can be calculated by using spectrophotometry. So greater the absorption spectrum, greater will be the action spectrum, and large amount of carbon dioxide is produced. Coming toward the next MCQ, that's 74, which of the following is included in first line of defense? All of these. First line of defense actually contains eyes, ear, nose, mouth, stomach, skin. So these are the first line of defense. Coming toward 81 number MCQ, skin is involved in all of this. They will provide insulating, they also help in sensations, and they regulate temperatures. 82 MCQs, nostrils are lined by the mucous membrane along with cilia. Cilia is present, nostrils are lined by the mucous membrane along with the cilia. Cilia are present in this nostrils, which trap the dust particles. 83, the blood capillaries that helps to warm the air in the nose to about 330 degrees centigrade lies beneath mucous membranes. Squamous epithelium, they are present in the lungs, and ciliated cuboidal epithelium, they are also present in the lungs. 84, fatty acids having 18 carbons yields how much ATP during oxidative phosphorylation? They are talking about the oxidative phosphorylations. Now 18 carbons compound. How we will calculate the number of carbon atom? 18 carbons compound may be converted to form 9-acetyl group. Now we know that one acetyl group produces 12 ATP. One acetyl produces 12 ATP. How this 12 ATP we got it? Actually this occurred through the process of Krebs cycles. We know that Krebs cycle generate 3 NADH2, they produced 1 FADH2, and they produced 1 ATP. So 3 NADH2, that's equivalent to 9 ATP, and 1 FADH2, that's equivalent to 2 ATP. So these are called as oxidative phosphorylation. They are called as oxidative phosphorylation. If 1 acetyl produces 12 ATP, so 9 acetyl produce 12 multiplied by 9. So that's actually 108. But actually they have asked the question about oxidative phosphorylations. So 1 ATP per 1 acetyls produced substrate level. So minus 9 ATP. So the remaining ATP, that is 99. So 99 ATP they are synthesized, that is oxidative, while 9 are substrate level. Coming toward the MCQs number 91, the mycelium in Oomycota is intracellulars. They are intracellulars. Coming toward the next MCQ, that's 92, in absorptive polio, which complications can occur? None of these. Absorptive polio, they have no such type of complications. 93, which of the following have dominant sporophytic phase life cycles? Club moss. club moss. Why? Actually, we have studied that plants divided into two types. One is called as a bryophytes and another is called as a tracheophytes. In case of bryophytes, the gametophytic plant body is dominant. The gametophytic plant body is dominant. Gametophytic plant body is dominant. Gametophytic plant body is autotrophic. Gametophytic plant body is haploids. Gametophytic plant body is independent. While sporophytic plant body is diploids, dependents, smaller and recessive. That's opposite to the tracheophyte. 94. Engulfing of food with the help of pseudopodia can found in all of this. They help in engulfing of food particles through pseudopodia. Coming toward the next MCQ, that says the 101. Oosphere formation in the gametophyte of gymnosperms occur by the process of mitosis. Oosphere actually that's an egg, that's an ova. We know that that's a process mitosis occurs to produce this ova or eggs or oosphere by the process of mitosis because sperms are produced by the process of meiosis. 102. The partial development of zygote into embryo is present in gymnosperms, in which 1/4 reach to an adult stage or 25%, although they have a polyembryony phenomena. They have polyembryony phenomena means many large number of embryo are found but reached partially to the adult stage. 103. Rigid form of connective tissue which form the endoskeletons of the vertebrates is endoskeletons. Actually they may be provided by the bones and as well as they provided by the cartilage as well, but most accurately actually rigid form is the bone. The bone is the rigid forms connective tissues. 104. Living dynamics connective tissue is bone. Why it's bone? Because we know that in a cartilage there is no blood vessels are present and no nerve connection are with them. Coming toward 111. Which hormone is made up of 9 amino acids? Antidiuretic hormones. Antidiuretic hormones are made up of 9 amino acids. 112. All of the following hormones are tropic except growth hormones. TSH means thyroid stimulating hormones, LH luteinizing hormone, FSH follicle stimulating hormones. These are tropic hormones. Tropic hormones are those hormones which are required to stimulate another type of hormones. So because thyroid stimulating hormones, they are involved in stimulation of thyroid gland. FHs, they are concerned with the stimulation of follicle cells. LH luteinizing hormones and so on. 113. Nasal granules are made up of ribosomes associated with referendoplasmic reticulum in Golgi bodies. So they are help in the nourishment of the neurons. 114. Strip-like wrapped around axon fibers are both A and B. These are called as Schwann cells and it's called neuroglia. Neuroglia means they nourish the nervous systems. Coming toward MCQ 121. In a proximal tubule of nephron, which one of the following is not reabsorbed in a blood? Actually all are absorbed. Water, glucose, they may be reabsorbed in the blood, but these are reabsorbed in the blood as well. Coming toward the 122. Which behavior start from the clean slates? All of these. They start from the early stages, habituation, simplest form of learning. 123. During G1 and G2 phase of cell cycles, chromosomes are found in which level of organization? They may be in the form of solenoids. 124. In nucleosomes, the number of nucleotide is 200 and consists of octamers, in which 2 H2A, 2 H2B, 2 H3 and 2 H4. So total 8 proteins are present. Coming toward the next MCQ, that is 131. New species originate from ancestor form of gradual accumulation of adaptation. That's Darwinisms. In evolution theory, the various type of theories has been put forward: special creation, spontaneous generations, natural selections. So various theories, but there's actually related with Darwinisms. 132. In 13 types of beaks and fins of Galapagos Island is concerned with the food supply. Actually, they change their beaks accordingly to the food available in this area. That may be pointed, that may be sharp, that may be large, that may be small, that may be of various sizes. So there's actually adaptations. The rhizobians invade the legumes through infectious threads. Infectious threads, they are invaded. Coming toward the next MCQ, that's 134. The source of restriction enzyme SAUAS, Staphylococcus aureus. Staphylococcus aureus. Why? S stand for Staphylococcus. It may be stand for Serratia, it may be stand for Streptomycetes, Staphylococcus. But AU actually stand for aureus. So Staphylococcus aureus. Coming to our next MCQ, that is MCQ number 141. Bacterial cells to take up plasmids camera are treated with calcium chlorides. That is with calcium chloride. 142. The term vaccine was proposed by Louis Pasteur. Actually, he gave credit to the Edward Jenner. To give credit to the Edward Jenner. Actually, Edward Jenner, he was the first who produced vaccines. And the first vaccine was produced for smallpox, and first vaccine was produced from cowpox. Coming toward the next MCQ 143, vaccines which require no refrigeration, that's called live vaccines. 144, a vaccine which require ureter is a neuromuscular and tubular structures which arises pilus leaving a length of 28 centimeter length. Their length is 28 centimeters. Coming toward the next MCQs, that is 151. Cells of the Bowman's capsules wrap around the capillaries, glomerulus or podocytes. Podocytes, actually these are the cells having a small pores, that is afferent artery, and it leaves, that's a efferent artery. But actually the diameter of afferent artery is larger than the efferent artery. Due to the blood pressure occur, profiltrate is formed. 152. During the cardiac cycle ECG, both atria and ventricles are relaxed during TP intervals. During that time both are relaxed. Coming toward the next MCQ, that 153, complementary system is an immune responses classified as second line of defense. Complementary system, actually they are involved immunoglobulin G. Immunoglobulin G is involved to activate them. Coming toward 154, reverse chloride shift between plasma and red blood cells occur during breathing in lungs. Why? Actually, let's suppose that is a blood vessels. Here is that is a red blood cells and tissues are present. Now, tissue contain carbon dioxides, water molecule may be present. Now, this partial pressure of carbon dioxide is 45 mmHg in the tissue and enter into the red blood cells. When this carbon dioxide and water molecule enter, they forms carbonic acid. Carbonic acid is dissociated into hydrogen ions and bicarbonate ions. This hydrogen ions, actually they over here, oxyhemoglobin is present, they react to release oxygen. So oxygen is entered into the tissue where they help in the degradations of glucose molecules. So then it reaches to the lungs. So reverse of this process occurs. In the red blood cells, this bicarbonate, when it comes out, react with sodium, so sodium bicarbonate is formed, they split to forms bicarbonate and sodium ions. This bicarbonate enters, react with hydrogens to form carbonic acid, which split into carbon dioxides and water molecule, then it is being exhaled or released. Coming to our next MCQs, 161. 10% of patients infections with the mycobacterium tuberculosis develops advanced TB, while 90% bacteria remain dormant. Latent tuberculosis inflammation occur in both ANB, advanced TB and latent TB. 162. An osmoconformer water and solute concentration inside the fish body and outside the body is the same. So flow of the water between fish and outside environment will be both B and C. Flow inside fish water and flow outside means continually exchange of materials occur. 163. Juxtamedullary refrain is the absence of the kidney freshwater muscles. 164. Which one is true about hummingbirds? Hummingbirds, they are smallest bird, feed on nectars, and they are ectothermic in nature. All are true about them. Coming to our 171 MCQs. Which of the following are paired bones of the craniums? So cranium consists of frontal, occipital, sphenoid, ethmoids, parietal, and temporal. So temporals, they are the paired bones, while remaining are the unpaired bones. 172. Neurons, in which one fiber radiating from the cell body give rise to two fibers, that's called unipolars. It may give rise to two, one is primary and secondary. Which of the following receptors on tongues are a taste blinds? Filiforms papilla. They are taste blind, they have a no taste. 174. Over secretion of calcitonins may lead to the high secretion of parathormones because they deposit in calciamines. Coming toward 181. Enlarged cells present in the seminiferous tubules have role in the spermiogenesis or Sertoli cells. 182. All of the following are mesodermals in nature except nervous tissue, they are ectoderms in nature. They are ectoderms in nature. 183. Crossing over which lead to the recombination in gametes occur in which phase of meiosis? They occur in prophase ones. Crossing over to which variations occur among the living organism? 184. Melatonin hormone is secreted by pineal glands. Pineal glands is also called as epiphysis. Pineal gland is also called as epiphysis. Epi means above physis. So they are above, they are present on the upsides of the hypothalamus, while pituitary glands actually that's called as a hypophysis. Hypophysis. One is called epiphysis and one is called hypophysis. Coming toward the next MCQs, that is 191. Two males aves are fighting for a single female to mate with the behavior is called agonistic behaviors. One is altruistic and another agonistic behaviors. So there are type of behaviors. 192. All of the following are DNA marker except these are the back. 193. Monoclonal antibodies produced by somatic cell hybridizations can be used by the passive amyloid because over here we select the B cells from a spleen of mice. B cells have the ability to produce antibody and we mix with them myeloma cells. Myeloma cells, actually these are the cancerous cells. These are the cancerous cells. They have the ability of rapid multiplications. These are the cancer cells, they have the ability of rapid multiplications. We mix them to form hybridoma. So hybridoma over here, the rapid multiplication of these cells along with the production of antibodies will occur. At the end, in the stage, antibodies concentration will be highest. They will destroy this myeloma cells so they can be used for the treatments. Last MCQs, adjusting of organism to gradual change in the environment is known as acclimatizations. Let's call acclimatizations according to adjust the pH, nutrients, environments, abiotic or biotic factors to adjust them.
Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Question number 7, chemistry. The density of oxygen gas at Tp Option A. Density is equal to mass divided by volume. The formula of oxygen gas is O2. Its molar mass is 32 gram per mole. At STP, the volume of 1 mole of a gas is 22.4 dm cube per mole. Thus, density of oxygen is molar mass divided by volume is equal to 1.43 gram per dm cube. Option A is correct. In this way, we can also determine the density of other gases. What mass of water must be electrolyzed to obtain 20 liters of oxygen at STP? On electrolysis, water gives hydrogen gas and oxygen. The equation shows that 2 moles of water, that is 36 gram water, on electrolysis gives 1 mole of oxygen gas. At STP condition, the molar volume of a gas is 22.4 liters. This equation shows that on electrolysis, 36 gram of water gives 22.4 liters of oxygen gas. The question is, what mass of water must be electrolyzed to obtain 20 liters of oxygen? To obtain 20 liters of oxygen, what mass of water will be required? ये unknown है, इसके लिए x suppose करें by cross multiplication. X is equal to 36 into 20 divided by 22.4 is equal to 32.2 gram. This shows to get 20 liters of oxygen gas at STP, we have to electrolyze 32.2 gram of water. Option D is correct. The efficiency is expressed by comparing actual and theoretical yield. Percentage yield can be determined as actual yield divided by theoretical into 100. If actual yield and theoretical yield are compared, we can determine the percentage yield. Percentage yield is directly proportional to efficiency of reaction. Thus, option A is correct. How many grams of NaOH are dissolved in 200 ml of solution if its concentration is 1.5? Molarity is equal to number of moles absolute divided by volume and dm cube. Putting the values, molarity 1.5, number of moles absolute, concentration absolute, x, volume 200 ml, convert it into dm cube, 0.2 dm cube, x is equal to 2 5s are 10, 2 1s are 2, 3.3 mole NaOH. Now calculate its mass, number of moles multiply molar mass. Number of moles of NaOH 0.3 mole, molar mass 40, 4s are 12, 12 gram, 12.0, 12 gram. Option A is correct. This shows if 12 gram of NaOH is dissolved in 200 ml solution, then molarity of the solution will be 1.5. A metallic oxide placed in water would most likely yield a base. Metallic oxide are basic in nature. For example, sodium oxide is metallic oxide. If it is dissolved in water, NaOH base will be produced. Non-metallic oxide are acidic. When non-metallic oxide is dissolved in water, then acid will be produced. A solution can be both, option A, dilute and concentrated. In concentrated solution, we can dissolve more solute. Thus, concentrated solution is dilute also. Dilute solution is that in which more solute can be dissolved. The solubility of solute must indicate the quantity of solute. Solubility is defined as the amount of solute dissolved, the quantity of solute, the amount of solute dissolved in 100 gram of solvent at certain temperature to form saturated solution. Thus, option B is correct. A foam is an example of a gas dispersed in liquid. Foam is one of the types of colloids. In this colloid, dispersed phase is gas, dispersion medium is liquid. A gas dispersed in liquid. For example, carbon dioxide in soda water, beer. If 684 gram of sucrose is dissolved in 2000 gram of water, what will be the freezing point of this solution? Molality of this solution is 684 gram of sucrose is equal to 2 moles. Mass in gram divided by molar mass. 684 divided by 342 is equal to 2 moles. Solvent 2000 gram is equal to 2 kilogram. Molality, number of moles of solute, 2 moles. Number of kilogram, 2 kilograms. 1 molar solution. When 1 mole of solute is dissolved in 1000 gram of water, then freezing point of water is reduced from 0 degree centigrade to minus 1.86 degree centigrade. This constant decrease is called Kf, cryoscopic constant. So, for water, cryoscopic constant Kf is minus 1.86 degree centigrade. Thus, option B is correct. The concentration of a solution of calcium hydroxide when 74 gram are completely dissolved in a container holding 2 liters of water. In this solution, solute is 74 gram. 74 gram calcium hydroxide is the molar mass of it. It is equal to 1 mole. Now, molarity, number of moles divided by volume in dm cube, या volume in liter is 2, so 0.5 molar. The molarity of this solution is 0.5, option B is correct. Hydrolysis will give an acid reaction when which of these is placed in solution with water? D. Copper nitrate, it is a salt of strong acid nitric acid and weak base copper hydroxide. Thus, it is acidic. Sodium sulfate, potassium sulfate, sodium nitrate. They are the salts of strong acid and strong bases. They are neutral. Option D is correct. The standard enthalpy of formation of a reaction is recorded for 298 Kelvin or 25 degrees centigrade. In thermodynamics, 298 Kelvin or 25 degrees centigrade is called standard temperature. The standard enthalpy of formation is measured at 298 Kelvin. At the beginning of a reaction, the reaction rate for the reaction is largest and then decreases. At the beginning, there is maximum concentration of reactant. Rate is directly proportional to concentration. So, as at the beginning, the concentration of reactant is maximum, thus rate is largest, and then it decreases because the concentration of reactant is decrease as the time is passed. Option A is correct. An increase in concentration is related to the number of collision directly. According to rate law, rate is directly proportional to concentration. When concentration of reactant is increased, rate will be increased. How? When concentration of reactant is greater, then there will be greater number of molecules of the reactant. In unit time, greater number of molecules of reactant will collide according to collision theory. Thus, rate will be fast. The reaction rate law applied to the reaction. Option A. The rate law shows a relationship between rate and concentration. According to rate law, rate is directly proportional to concentration of reactant. In this reaction, A, B are reactant. Greater the concentration of A and B, greater will be the rate, and vice versa. Option A is correct. Such relationship is called rate law, या rate equation, या rate expression. It is experimental equation. From rate equation, we can determine the order. Order is experimental term. From balanced stoichiometric equation, we determine the molecularity. Molecularity is theoretical concept, order is experimental concept. A change in which of these conditions will change the Kc of an equilibrium, temperature. Kc, equilibrium constant, it is thermodynamic function, it is temperature dependent function. The value of Kc depends only on temperature. When temperature is changed, Kc value will be changed. In the Haber process for the making ammonia, an increase in pressure favors the forward reaction. According to Le Chatelet principle, when pressure is increased, then equilibrium will shift in the direction where there is less number of moles. As there are 2 moles of product, 4 moles of reactant. Thus, on increasing the pressure, equilibrium will shift to right. That is, rate of forward reaction will be increased. Thus, according to Le Chatelet principle, to get maximum product, maximum ammonia, pressure should be kept maximum. A vapor solution resists change in pH. Resists changes in pH. Vapor solution is that solution which maintains its pH if even strong acid or strong base is added to it. In ordinary solution, if acid or base is added, pH will be changed. In vapor solution, if even strong acid or strong base is added in a small amount, pH will change negligibly. There will be negligible change in pH. If 10 ml of 1 molar HCl was required to titrate a 20 ml NaOH solution of unknown concentration to its end point, what was the concentration of NaOH? On applying the formula, M1V1 is equal to M2V2. M1, molarity of HCl, 1. Volume of HCl, 10 ml. Molarity of second solution, NaOH solution, unknown. Volume 20. M2 is equal to 10 divided by 20, 0.5. The concentration of unknown solution is 0.5 molar. Option A is correct. The cathode in an electrochemical cell is the electrode, that is, electrode at which reduction occurs. Electrodes are metallic rods, wires, plates which carry electric current to electrolyte. There are 2 types of electrode, cathode and anode. The electrode at which reduction occurs is called cathode. The electrode at which oxidation occurs is called anode. Thus, option D is correct. Electrolysis of dilute solution of sodium chloride result in the cathode produce hydrogen gas. When NaOH solution, when electric current is passed through sodium chloride solution is also called brine. then it will be decomposed to give hydrogen gas, sodium hydroxide, and chlorine gas. Hydrogen gas is released as cathode, chlorine gas is released as anode. Thus option C is correct. The azimuthal quantum number for the last electron of chlorine is option A. Chlorine, its atomic number 17, 1:2, 2:2, 2p6, 3:2, 3p5. The electronic configuration shows that the last electron of chlorine is present in p subshell. For p orbital, p subshell, azimuthal quantum number is 1. For S0, for P1, for D2, for F3 and so on. Option A is correct. How many angular nodes are present in 4f subshell? Number of angular nodes in subshell is equal to 12 plus 1 multiply azimuthal quantum number. 2 azimuthal quantum number for F is 3. Azimuthal quantum number for F is 3. 7 into 3, 21. Option B is correct. An orbital may never be occupied by 3 electrons. Option D. Orbital, any orbital can accommodate a maximum number of 2 electrons. If orbital contains 2 electrons, it is completely filled. If orbital contains 1 electron, it is half filled. If orbital contains 0 electron, it is vacant. But no orbital can accommodate more than 2 electrons. Option D is correct. If L is equal to 4, the total number of magnetic quantum number. Total number of magnetic quantum number in subshell can be calculated by this formula 12 plus 1. Now putting the values 2 azimuthal 4 है तो 9. Option A. Molecular orbital theory explain well bond order, stability, paramagnetic nature. According to molecular orbital theory, bond order is directly proportional to. According to molecular orbital theory, bond order can be determined as number of electrons in bonding molecular orbital minus number of electrons in anti-bonding molecular orbital divided by 2. So, with the help of molecular orbital theory, we can determine the bond order. According to molecular orbital theory, bond order is directly proportional to stability of molecule. Thus, by molecular orbital theory, we can also explain the stability of molecule. According to molecular orbital theory, if there are unpaired electron in bonding molecular orbital or anti-bonding, then substance will be paramagnetic. For example, according to molecular orbital theory, in oxygen molecule there are 2 unpaired electrons. Thus, oxygen molecule is paramagnetic. So, option D is correct. Partial pressure of gases in a mixture depends upon option A. According to Dalton's law of partial pressure is directly proportional to number of moles. Greater the number of moles of a gas, greater will be its pressure. Thus, option A is correct. Instants per number of moles. Evaporation of water is possible at all temperature. Evaporation occurs at all temperature. But if temperature is low, rate of evaporation will be slow. If temperature is high, rate of evaporation will be fast. Which solid does not contain covalent bonds? Copper. In copper, there are metallic bonds. Copper is metal, metal contains metallic bond. Diamond contains carbon-carbon covalent bond. Graphite contains carbon-carbon covalent bond. Ice means H2O, water. In water, there are covalent bond between hydrogen and oxygen atoms. but in metals there are no covalent bond, there are metallic bond, thus option D is correct. Fuel cell should be operated at high temperature. During the reaction in fuel cell, water is produced. If temperature is high, water will evaporate. Thus, fuel cell should be operated at high temperature to evaporate the water. 74 gram of calcium hydroxide will yield OH ion. Calcium hydroxide, it gives calcium ion and OH ion. The equation shows that 1 mole of calcium hydroxide, 1 mole of calcium hydroxide 74 gram. 74 gram of calcium hydroxide produces 2 moles of OH ion. Mass of 2 moles of OH ion, 2 into 17, 34 gram. This shows 74 gram of calcium hydroxide gives 34 gram of hydroxide ion. Option B is correct. Which one of the following is not a physical property? Corrosion. Corrosion is spontaneous oxidation reduction reaction, redox reaction. It is chemical property. Solubility, boiling point, melting point, they deal with physical changes, thus they are physical property. Corrosion is chemical property. A sample of compound contain 0.1 gram of hydrogen and 4.2 gram of nitrogen. The simplest formula means empirical formula. For empirical formula, there are 4 steps. Step number 1, determine the mass of each element. Mass of hydrogen, 0.1 gram. Mass of nitrogen, 4.2 gram. This is the first step. Second step, calculate the number of moles of each element. Number of moles can be calculated as mass divided by atomic mass, 0.1 divided by 1, 0.1 mole. 4.2, atomic mass of nitrogen 14.3 moles. Next step, calculate the molar ratio. Molar ratio can be calculated as number of moles divided by the least number of mole. In the given, hydrogen has minimum number of mole, 0.1 mole. हर एक को 0.1 पर divide करें to get molar ratio. 0.1 divided by 0.1 is equal to 1. 0.3 divided by 0.1, 3. If molar ratios are in whole number, then write them with the respective element to get empirical formula. If molar ratios are in fraction, then firstly multiply them with suitable smallest digit to convert it into whole number, and then write them with their respective element. In this case, molar ratio are in whole number, thus empirical formula, simplest formula is H1 in 3. That is H in 3. Option C is correct. Which one is non-polar but contain polar bond? Carbon dioxide. In carbon dioxide, oxygen carbon bonds are polar bonds. Both bonds cancel the effect of each other. As a whole, carbon dioxide is non-polar. Thus, carbon dioxide is non-polar, but it contains polar covalent bonds. Option D is correct. SO2 is the anhydride of. Anhydride means acid without water. SO2, when it is dissolved in water, it gives H2SO3, sulfurous acid. There is no difference between sulfurous acid and SO2. फर्क ये है, difference ये है, SO2 is sulfurous acid but anhydrous without water. Or H2SO3 sulfurous acid, it is also SO2 but it is hydrous, it contains water. If water is added with SO2, H2SO3 will be produced. If water is eliminated from H2SO3, again we will get SO2. Thus, SO2 is the anhydride of H2SO3, sulfuric acid. Coke is produced from coal by destructive distillation. Destructive distillation is a process in which a substance is heated in the absence of air. हवा की एब्सेंस में अगर हम कोल को हीट करें हाई टेम्परेचर पर तो वी विल गेट कोक, कोल गैस, coal tar, ammonical liquor. Thus option D is correct. Destructive distillation. Destructive distillation is also called carbonization. So coke is produced from coal by the destructive distillation of coal, by the carbonization of coal. That is, if coal is heated in the absence of air. The precipitate form when CO2 is bubbled into lime water. When carbon dioxide gas is passed through lime water means aqueous solution of calcium hydroxide. We will get calcium carbonate, PPT, precipitate plus what? So CaCO3 precipitate is formed. Due to the formation of this calcium carbonate, lime water becomes milky. The milkiness of lime water is due to the formation of calcium carbonate precipitate. An ester can be prepared by the reaction of an alcohol and organic acid. When alcohol is reacted with carboxylic acid in the presence of sulfuric acid catalyst, then water will be eliminated, our ester will be formed, RC double bond oxygen OR. This is the general formula of ester, RC double OR. This reaction is called esterification, formation of ester. Among the following, the quantitative analysis is Beer-Lambert law. According to Beer-Lambert law, A is equal to ECl. A absorbance, E molar absorptivity. Molar absorptivity means the amount of radiation absorbed by 1 mole of substance. C concentration, L path length. Beer-Lambert law shows that absorbance is directly proportional to concentration, absorbance is directly proportional to path length. E is proportionality constant. According to Beer-Lambert law, absorbance is directly proportional to concentration and L is also directly proportional to the path length. If concentration is greater, then greater amount of radiation is absorbed and vice versa. Thus, Beer-Lambert law is quantitative analysis. Industrial smoke is also called reducing smoke. It is due to greater content of SO2. In industrial smoke, there is greater amount of sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide is reducing agent. So, due to greater content of sulfur dioxide, industrial smoke is also called reducing smoke. The major source of thermal pollution in water bodies is thermal power plant. In thermal power plant, thermal means heat, power plant which is operated by heat is called thermal power plant. In thermal power plant, different parts of the machines become very hot during operation. When they are cooled by water, then water will absorb heat from the hot parts of the machinery. As a result, temperature of water will be increased to greater extent. And this is called thermal pollutions. Choose the correct statement. Oxochrome is the color producing. No, this is wrong. Chromophore is color producing group. Oxochrome intensifies the color. Oxochrome influences the intensity of the dye. Oxochrome is that group which intensifies the color, which deepens the color. As the name shows, oxo means to increase, chrome means color. So option B is correct. Which one is not petrochemical? Every that product whose raw material is hydrocarbon is called petrochemical. RO product whose raw material is hydrocarbon is called petrochemical. Table salt is not petrochemical. It is not the derivative of hydrocarbon. Polythene, urea, PVC, they are the derivative of hydrocarbon. They are petrochemical. Polythene is the derivative of ethene. Urea, it is the derivative of methane gas. PVC, polyvinyl chloride, it is the derivative of acetylene. Thus, polythene, PVC, urea, they are petrochemical, but table salt is not petrochemical. Glucose is aldohexose. All carbohydrates contain either aldehyde group or keto group. Glucose contains aldehyde group CHO, formyl group. It contains 6 carbon, thus it is aldohexose. Aldo means it contains aldehyde group, hexose means it contains 6 carbon. Main source of calcium is milk, egg yolk, nuts, all of these. All these are the main sources of calcium. On reduction, carboxylic acid gave alkane. This reaction is decarboxylation. This is the salt of carboxylic acid. If it is heated with soda lime is a mixture of sodium hydroxide and CaO. We will get alkane plus sodium carbonate. In this reaction, hydrogen is added with the alkyl portion, alkyl group, thus it is reduction. Decarboxylation means removal of carboxyl group. This is one of the methods for the preparation of alkane, and it is reduction reaction. Which one is not fatty acid? What is fatty acids? There are 2 types of carboxylic acid. Aliphatic carboxylic, aromatic carboxylic. Aliphatic carboxylic acid are called fatty acids. C17H35COOH, stearic acid, it is aliphatic. Oleic acid is aliphatic. Palmitic acid is aliphatic. Benzoic acid is aromatic carboxylic acid. Aromatic carboxylic acid is not fatty acid. Aliphatic carboxylic acid are fatty acid. Option B is correct. The oxidation product of ketone is carboxylic acid. On oxidation, both ketone and aldehyde give carboxylic acids. But ketones are not oxidized easily, aldehydes are oxidized easily. Ketones are less reactive, aldehydes are more reactive. Both the oxidation product of ketone and aldehyde is carboxylic acids. Among the following grain spirit is option B, ethyl alcohol, ethanol. It is also called grain spirit. Grain means starch, anaj. As ethanol, ethyl alcohol is formed by the fermentation of starch. Starch is grain. Thus, ethyl alcohol is also called grain spirit. Fermentation is that chemical reaction which is carried out by microorganism. So, ethanol can be prepared by the fermentation of starch. Which one is the most acidic? Phenol. For phenol, acid ionization constant is 10 minus 10. Ether is basic in nature. Alcohol, इसके लिए Ka value 10 minus 16 to 10 minus 18. Water के लिए Ka value 10 minus 14. Ka is directly proportional to acidic strength. As for phenol, Ka value is maximum, thus it is the most acidic in the given form. Racemization is applicable for SN1. In SN1 mechanism, in the first step, tertiary alkyl halide is ionized to give stable tertiary carbocation. In the second step, stable tertiary carbocation is attacked by nucleophile from both sides. As a result, 50% inversion product, 50% retention product is formed. Now, if these alkyl groups are different, then this carbon is chiral carbon. In this molecule, there is one chiral carbon, thus it has two optical isomers. It has two enantiomers. These enantiomers are formed in 1:1. That is 50% retention product, 50% inversion products are formed. 50-50 mixture of two enantiomers is called racemic mixture, and this process is called racemization. So, in SN1 mechanism, racemization also occurs. That is, if in tertiary alkyl halide, alkyl groups are different, then optical isomer, a pair of enantiomer will be produced in 1:1. Our equimolar mixture of two enantiomer is called racemic mixture. Thus, this is racemic mixture, or this process is called racemization. Which alkyl halide is heavier than water? Alkyl bromide, alkyl iodide, option D, they are heavier than water, while alkyl fluoride and alkyl chloride are lighter than water due to less molar masses. The product of homolysis, free radical. Homolysis, homo means same, lysis means splitting. If a covalent bond is broken down in such a way that each atom gets equal number of electrons from the shared of pair, then such breaking is called homolytic fission या homolysis. The product of homolysis are free radical. Free radicals are atoms या group of atoms which have unpaired electrons. Which one is the most stable? Orthonitrophenol is the most stable. There are two. Orthonitrophenol is the most stable due to intra-hydrogen bonding. This is orthonitrophenol. Both groups are at ortho, they are close, thus they can form hydrogen bond. As this hydrogen bond is formed in the same molecule, thus it is called intramolecular hydrogen bonding. So, due to this intramolecular hydrogen bonding, orthonitrophenol is the most stable. The oxidation state of vanadium, all of these. Vanadium is transition elements. Transition element have variable oxidation state, +1, -1, 0. All these are the possible oxidation state of vanadium. C2O4 - 2 oxalate is bidentate. Oxalate C2O4. Oxalate can donate 2 lone pair of electron. Such ligand which donates 2 electron pair is called bidentate ligand. Bi means 2, dentate, dentistry, teeth. It has 2 teeth. It can make, this single ligand can make 2 coordinate covalent bond. It can donate 2 electron pair. Thus oxalate is bidentate ligand. The oxidation state of iron in this complex is chlorine minus 1 for 3 chlorine minus 3, water 0. We will must take the oxidation state of iron S plus 3 because as a whole the oxidation state of compound is 0. So B plus 3 is correct. Which one is not transition in atomic state? Atomic number of copper 29, its configuration is 1:2, 2:2, 2p6, 3:2, 3p6, 4s1, 3d10, 4, 10, 12, 18, 19, 29. When copper is in atomic form, its D is completely filled. Transition elements are those elements in which D or F are partially filled. In atomic state, in copper, 3D subshell is completely filled. Thus, in atomic state, it is not transition. In ionic state, in +2 oxidation state, copper has partially filled d orbital. Thus, in cupric form, in +2 state, copper is transition. But in atomic state, copper is not transition. Among the following, the strongest reducing agent is iodide. Iodide has the largest size, thus it can lose electron easily. A substance which loses electron is called reducing agent. A substance which loses electron easily is strong reducing agent. In the given form, iodide has the largest size, thus it can lose electron very easily. Thus, in the given form, it is the strongest reducing agent. Which one of the following increases the solubility of magnesium in aqueous solution? Ammonium chloride. When magnesium hydroxide is dissolved, it is ionized to give magnesium ion and hydroxide ion. Now, when ammonium chloride is added to it, it is also ionized to give ammonium ion and chloride ion. Ammonium ion reacts with hydroxide ion to give ammonium hydroxide. In this way, the concentration of OH ion is decreased. To make up this deficiency, more and more magnesium hydroxide will be ionized. In other words, the solubility of magnesium hydroxide is increased.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Physics MCQs number 5. If y is speed of light, then in equation y is equal to gx, dimension of x is equal to, now x is equal to y divided by g. Now x is equal to, where y is speed and the unit of speed is meter per second, divided by g, which is meter per second square. Now x is equal to meter per second, convert divide into multiply, so second square divided by meter, this is also meter, meter cancel with meter, s cancel with 1, so x is equal to second, so its dimension is 3, which is option number A, which is option number A. Now next, CQ number 6. If the radius of the certain circle is made double, then the angle subtended by circumference of a circle at its center become 2 pi. How? If radius is double. Now theta is equal to S divided by R. Theta is equal to S means circumference, 2 pi R divided by R. If radius is double, so the numerator will also double. The denominator as well as numerator will be double. So 2R cancel with 2R. So theta is equal to 2 pi, which is option number D. Next, 15 number. If the moment of a certain body points in a north and force acting on it in south direction, then the torque will be, now torque is equal to Rf sine theta. Now R and F both are anti-parallel. It means the angle between R and F is 180. So torque is equal to Rf sine 180, and already we know sine 180 is equal to 0. So torque will be 0, which is option number none of these. Next, MCQ number 60. To open a door, 12 Newton meter torque is required, having width 0.6 meter and length of 2 meter. What minimum force is required to open the door? So torque is given, which is equal to 12 Newton meter. R is given, which is equal to 0.6 meter. Length is given, which is 2 meter. Find force. Now already we know that torque is equal to Rf, or F is equal to torque divided by R. Torque is given, which is 12 divided by 0.6. Now the answer is 20 Newton, which is option number C. Next, MCQ number 25. A basketball is thrown upward along a parabolic path. What is the ball acceleration at its highest point? So at highest point, the acceleration of the ball will be G in downward direction, which is option number D. Next, MCQ number 26. In a long jump, if the velocity of the sprinter increase to double, then the sprinter of long jump will be, now its energy will be half mv square, which is kinetic energy. Now if velocity is double, then the kinetic energy will be increased 4 times, m to v whole square. So the new kinetic energy, or 4 into half mv square, so which is become 4, which is option number C. Next, MCQ number 35. If velocity of a ball become 4 times, then the percentage change in power is, now power P is equal to Fv, initial power. This is equation number first. If velocity is increase 4 times, F into 4v, so the final power will be increased 4 into Fv. Now the percentage change in power is final power minus initial power divided by initial power multiplied 100%. Putting value and solve. So this will be 4 Fv minus 1 Fv divided by Fv multiplied by 100%. So delta P will be equal to 4 minus 1 FV divided by FV multiply 100%. 4 minus 1, 3, which is 300%, option number B. Next, MCQ number 36. A body is dropped from a height of 10 meters. During contact, it lost 30% of its energy in fraction. The height gain after rebound will be, now the height gain after rebound will be 7 meter. Now potential kinetic energy will be converted to potential energy and solve. The geostationary satellite. The geostationary satellite are such type of satellite which complete one revolution in 24 hours. So rotation with speed of Earth also complete one revolution in 24 hours. So the geostationary satellite are rotating with speed of Earth, which is option number B. Now 46. MCQ number 46. If a particle move in a circle traveling equal distance in equal time, its tangential velocity vector will be. So this will be the tangential velocity. So the tangential velocity vector will be change in direction, change in directions, which is option number, change in direction, which is option number C. Next, 55. The ratio of terminal velocity of two drops of radii this r and r by 2 is. Now we know terminal velocity is equal to constant into r square. Now the ratio of terminal velocity, if for example radius small r is equal to capital R, then the terminal velocity first will be equal to constant into r square. This is equation number first. If r is replaced by r by 2, then the second terminal velocity will be equal to constant, put replace small r by 2 whole square, which is equal to constant to r square by 4. Now V2 divided by V1 and solve. Now the answer will be option number 4. Next, a rectangular vessel, MCQ number 56, a rectangular vessel when full of water takes 10 minutes to be emptied through an orifice in its bottom. How much time will it take to be emptied when half filled with water? Now, first, H1 is equal to H and time taken T1 is equal to 10 minutes. If half filled, H2 is equal to H divided by 2, then the time will be. So we have a relation that T2 square divided by T1 square is equal to H2 divided by H1. This is a square. Now T2 square divided by T1 square is equal to H2. H2 is H by 2 divided by H1, which is equal to H. Now T2 square divided by T1 square is equal to H by 2 multiplied by 1 by H, cancel. So T2 square will be equal to T1 shift हो जाएगा, so T1 square divided by 2. Now T2 square is equal to T1 is given 10 divided by 10 square divided by 2. So T2 square is equal to 100 divided by 2, which is 50. Now T2 is equal to under root 50, which is equal to 7, approximately 7 minutes. Option number B. 56, option number B. Next is 65. MCQ number 65. A spring system execute as a check. If load is added to it, then the time period. So in case of mass spring system, T is equal to 2 pi m by k. If load is increased, it means mass is increased, so the time period will be increased, which is option number A. 65, option number A. 66. The equation of displacement of particle performing as a check. Now x is equal to 0.25 sine 200 into t. Now the minimum velocity. Now general equation x is equal to r sine omega t. Now compare both the equation. So r is equal to 0.25, omega is equal to 200. Now the maximum velocity Vmax is equal to r into omega. R is 0.25 and omega is 200. Now solve. So the answer is 50 meter per second, which is option number D. 66, option number D is the correct answer. 75. String is in fundamental mode of vibration, then the velocity is directly proportional. So already we know velocity V is equal to tension divided by mass per unit length. So the velocity is directly proportional to the square root of the tension, which is option number A. Next, 76. If a body is traveling with a speed of 0.9 of the speed of sound and is emitting radiation of frequency 1 kilohertz and moving towards the stationary observer, then the apparent frequency will be 10 kilohertz, which is option number 78. Next, MCQ number 85. Monochromatic light passes two parallel slits in a screen and fall on a piece of film. Now the pattern produced is in the example of option number C, interference and diffraction, which is too much easy. Next, 86. Photoelasticity is used for stress analysis. Option number A. In irreversible, MCQ number 95. In irreversible process, there is dissipation of energy due to first conduction and the second convection. It means option number C. 96. Which of the following is the example of a reversible process? Evaporation and liquefaction. Option number D. MCQ number 105. How much electrical energy is required to move 4.00 millicoulomb of charge to a potential difference of 36.0 volt? So already we know energy is equal to charge time potential difference. Now energy is equal to charge. Charge is 4 milli 10 to the power minus 3 and potential is 36. So energy is equal to 144 multiplied 10 raised to the power minus 3 joule or 0.144 joule, which is option number B. Next, secure number 106. The combined capacitance of two capacitors is parallel is equal to 4 times of the capacitance in series. Then their capacitance are the combined capacitance of two capacitors in parallel. C equivalent parallel is equal to 4 times of C equivalent series. If two capacitors are connected in parallel, then its total capacitance will be equal to 2C. And if two capacitors are connected in series, then the total capacitance will be C divided by 2. Now, 2 ones are 2 twos are. 2C is equal to 2C. 2 cancel with 2. So C will be equal to C, which is option number A. Next, MCQ number 115. Potentiometer is the instrument work on the principle of Wheatstone bridge. Option number B. Next, MCQ number 116. Which of the following act as a potential divider? Which is too much easy. Potentiometer act as a potential divider. MCQ number 125. In AC, the average value of current in a cycle. In a one cycle, the average current will be equal to 0, which is option number A. Next, the unit of Henry is equivalent to. Now, EMF in the secondary coil is equal to M delta I divided by delta T. So, volt is equal to Henry ampere second. So, volt second per ampere is equal to Henry. So, 1 Henry is equal to volt second per ampere, which is option number A. 126, option number A. 135. In RLC series circuit, when the frequency of AC source is very low, then the circuit is capacitive circuit, which is too much easy. Next, 136. For the production of electromagnetic wave, the charge used as a electromagnetic wave is produced due to accelerating charge, which is option number B. MCQ number 145. The distance between two consecutive neighbor sites in a crystal is constant. Now MCQ number 145. The distance between two consecutive neighbor sites in a crystal is called lattice constant, which is option number D. 145, option number D. Next, 146. Young modulus of perfectly rigid body is. So Young modulus is equal to stress divided by strain. Now for rigid body, the strain is 0. So Young modulus is equal to stress divided by 0, which is infinite. Option number B. Next, 155. 155, center tap transformer is required in case of number first, half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier, photodiode, all. So 155B, full wave rectifier, which is option number B. 156. The resistance of a pure semiconductor decrease in a certain range with increase in temperature, option C. 165. The number of ejects photoelectrons increase with the increased intensity of light. Option number A, 165, option number A. At what speed the length of the body is contract to 1/3 of its actual proper observed by stationary observer, equal to C, 0.8 C, 0.95 C, 0.5 C, option number C. 175. A laser beam can be sharply focused because it's a highly directional. Option number C. 176. The X-ray emitted with continuous range of frequency are known as number 1 characteristic X-ray, continuous X-ray, Bremnes trunk. So both B and C. 185. 185. A source containing initially NO nuclei of a radioactive nuclide. How many of these nuclei have decay after a time interval of 3 half-lives? So N divided by N naught divided by N is equal to 1/2 power N. So number of half-lives is 3. One by 2. So 3, number of half-lives is 3. So N is equal to 1/8 of N naught. Now, how many of these nuclei have decay? Now, decay quantity is N naught minus N. So decay is N naught minus 1/8 of N naught. So decay is 7/8 of N naught, which is option number D. Next, a certain nuclei P emit gamma rays and single alpha particle and disintegrate into daughter Q. Which one is true statement? First, P and Q are isotopes of the same element? No. The mass number of P is less than Q? No. P has more protons than Q? Yes. Option number C. 186, option number C. Next, 195. Radius of charge particle in a magnetic field. So Fc is equal to Fq, Coulombic force, F centimeter V square by R is equal to QVB. This cancel with this. So R is equal to MV divided by Q, which is option number A. 195, option number A. Last, the force exerted on a wire of a length 1 meter carry a current of 1 ampere lying normal to a magnetic field, then B will be equal to. So F is equal to ILB, then B will be equal to magnetic flux density, which is option number B. Okay.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Today's Saturday test. We are going to explain English MCQs to you. We are going for the first one, MCQs number 10. Look at the MCQs. She emptied the suitcase full of clothes onto the floor. Option is correct here, and the reason for that is I'm putting onto here. Onto when you use onto and not on when you discuss something and its meaning. For example, the teacher get onto the platform. So from one place to another place, onto, up to, towards, into, it actually shows movement. So when the movement is involved, you should not use on, rather you should use onto. That's the reason for this. MCQ number 2, have we put the pictures onto memory stick? Sorry, on memory stick. Yes. Correct here, in or into is incorrect, on is correct. A bit, exceptional case, but we use on for this. Next one is they divided the cake into 4 pieces. So here you need to put into and the sentence and distributed those pieces between Ali, Anwar and Waqar. You might be confused that why I'm not using among here, yeah, amongst here. Listen, among and amongs, they are same. When things more than 2, they are mentioned individually. Like Ali, Anwar, Waqar, they are mentioned individually. So then you need to use their between and not among. Whether they are 3, 4, 5, 6, it doesn't matter. If they are mentioned individually, you need to put between there. Let me give you another example. Suppose I'm having 5 pair of clothes. I want to select one of them. So I can say I need to select between red, blue, green, yellow and white because I individually explained it. If I say I have to select amongst my pair of clothes, then actually I need to put amongst because I mentioned it in group. And when you mention it separately, you need to put between. I can give another example, like I say Pakistan lies between China, Iran, Afghanistan and India. But if I say Pakistan lies amongst this neighbor, so neighbor is actually shows a group, I need to put amongst there. Among or amongst, I told you that same. We went by train to Paris, definitely all type of transport, okay, we use by them, by ship, by train, by plane, by cycle, whichever the mode of transport is, and came by air, and we use by sea, by air, by rail, okay, by the as well. So it's option number. We move towards excuse number 50. He got a job rather in spite of his prison. I need to take option A here and not despite of, because there is no word despite of. There is a word, but there is actually only despite. Of is not used with despite. And listen, in spite of is equal to despite. I can use despite here as well, not despite of. And this in spite of is incorrect because there should be gap between in spite of. There should be proper gap between him and here it is. So option number A is correct. It's a preposition and it is placed before this word. So it's option number A is the answer. The next one, the class became homework assignment. Now here, option number C is correct, and you'll be surprised that why the teacher is putting this word there and not its there. The reason is very simple. Look at this thing, plural. When a singular noun is bifurcated ahead of actual plurality, then you need to put plural here. That's why I need to put there because it's assignments. If it is, you put it like make it like this, you remove aside this one. Okay. So in this case, it will be x. So option number C is correct. We go towards the next one and look at this one. The class dash for its teacher quietly. Look at this here. It's singular. For its teacher quietly. So the class waits. Why? Because it's single here. If I make it plural, then you need to put, plural for that. For example, in the previous question number 60, if you look at the class, submit their assignment. Assignment was plural, that's why you need to put plural here, and here singular, so you need to put singular. So the class waits for its teacher. You need to put singular here. Waits agree. This word. Subject verb agreement, which is also called subject verb agreement. It is I who miss yesterday's class. It's very simple. When you are having different form of be, it is followed by subject and not object. No, me is object and I is subject. All form of bees. You know what form of be are? Be is are was were then are be, it's up to you, and me. Whenever these words are followed by a pronoun, that pronoun should always be subject and not object. For example, I say, it was he, or it was he. So he is the subject, you need to put he after what? After was. It's different form of be. Let me repeat. If you are having these words, different form of be, always put subject after this, not object. That's my point. Enigma, mysterious, draw analogy. Analogy means comparison. Don't pronounce this as analogy. It is analogy. They will give you two words in the paper. Normally they give two words which you need to create a relation between enigma and mysterious. The thing is enigmatic, that is mysterious, they are almost similar. Beetle and monomus, there is no link between. Beetle is insect, monomus, so they are not synonym. The next one, bigot and prejudice. Bigot and prejudice, they make sense because the person is bigot, he is prejudiced. Bigot means to dislike something for no reason, and same goes for prejudice. So prejudice and bigot, they are like synonym as well. Enigma and mysterious, they are synonym. So option B is the answer. Politician and obtuse. Politician, you know the meaning, and obtuse means lazy. So how can I relate these two words? And singing portion important, relation between them as well. So option number B is the is correct. Blasphemy and religion, draw analogy again. Create link between these two words. Blasphemy affect religion. Now here, see, fornication and marriage. These are actually opposite of. They are antonym. Fornication is, relation without marriage, and marriage is a bond. And this is relation without bond, and this one treason and state. Blasphemy affects religion, whereas treason affects state. So option B is the correct option. Apathy and motivation, opposite. Apathy meaning laziness, and motivation to motivate something, lethargy and energy. Again, they are opposite, so there is no link between these words. Option B is the correct answer. The teacher asked why I had been absent the day before. This is we need to. This is change the narration. You need to pick one of them. This sentence is in the indirect form. And when they give indirect form, you need not to change indirect into direct form. You will make a mistake. So what you need to do, you need to change direct into indirect. Always change direct into indirect. So here you need to change one of them, okay, which give you this answer. You need to pick that answer. Like here, look at this one. I need to change the word into had been, okay, and yesterday into day before. Okay, you can change. If you change this option, okay, it will definitely give you this reply. For example, the teacher asked me, why were you absent yesterday? So the teacher asked me why I had been absent the day before. Look at this one. I had been absent the day before. The teacher asked me why I had been absent yesterday. No, here R is changing to word. That's why this option is incorrect. Here again R. Or here, if you look this one, the teacher asked me why were you absent the day before. Here, look at this one. The day before. How can I say the day before? Yesterday you should. Okay, that's why option number 2 is the right option. Go to the next one. He said to her, where is she going? So it comes the answer of this. He asked her where she was going. This should be changed into was and one more thing. When you are writing, okay, like you are making indirect of interrogative, make sure your answer should be in the form of statement. She was going. It should not be in the form of question, because indirect speeches are always, statement, they are not question. Give example time and again. Suppose you are in the class and your teacher asks you what is your name, and you go to home and you tell your father, the teacher asks me what my name is. So you make a statement, not question, and listen all such type of if it is statement, you should not put question mark here, because it is a statement, it's not question. Option number A is the correct answer. She said to him, why don't you go today? She asked him if he was going that day. No, it's wrong. She asked him why he didn't go that day. Option number C is the correct option. Sorry, option number D is the correct option. It's very simple, because do not change into did not, okay, and today is changing to that day. So option number D is the correct option. The teacher said, if you work hard, you will pass the exam. You will pass the exam. Actually, some point is missing here. It's very simple. When you are having second condition, don't change the tense of second condition. What is the second condition? The first condition, if you work hard, you will pass the exam. Is first condition. Second condition is not change. Put that as it is. Change pronoun accordingly, and the rest of the things, okay, you should not change. So the teacher told us that if you work hard, you will pass the exam. Option number A is the correct option. Move towards the next one. 150. He said, let's wait for her return. We were having red sentences, okay? There's two options that you should hear. Proposed and it should. He proposed that they should wait for her return. Option number B is correct. Don't use okay to when you are having red sentences in that speech. This option is incorrect, because they put need here. Use should, not need. So option number B is the correct option. 160. They didn't look after the children properly. Here, I think they are asking change the voice. They say change the voice, so we are going to change the voice. It's past indefinite tense, and you use was and were in past indefinite tense when you make the passive voice. It's very simple. They did not look after the children properly. So the answer will be the children weren't looked after. Properly. Where the answer is the children weren't looked. No, this is incorrect, because I need third form. Always we put third form of verb in passive voice. So here I have third form of verb, and weren't is also used here. The children weren't looked after properly. That is the answer. You might be confused that why we don't use by. By is not important. You can put sentence without by. For example, someone steals the car is stolen, there is no need of by. So it's option number C, correct answer. How many lessons are you going to learn by next month? Change the voice. How many lessons you are? Option number A. Look at option number A. How many lessons you are learning? Now, it's incorrect. How many lessons are going to be learned by next month? Option number B. Look at option number B. How many lessons are going to be learned by the next month? So option number C is the correct option. How many lessons are going to be learned by the end of this month? So option number C is how many lessons are going to be learned by the next why there's some confusion. How many lessons are going to be learned by the next month? How many lessons are going to be learned by the next month? Option C and D, they are looking the same. So no, so option number D is incorrect because you need to put question mark here, which is missing. So that's why option number C is incorrect. Option number D is correct. So the option number C is the correct answer. It never pays off to abbreviate the defense treaty abbreviation. In the line here, and abbreviate means to finish something, to annul something, mean it is not valid anymore. So annul mean finish, not valid anymore, establish the meaning you know of the whole. So you know the meaning bolster mean to make something speeding, mean you hold that, hold and bolster mean they are having the same meaning. So it's annul is the proper option here. Bolster mean to speed up something. The next one is 190. Beware of the corrupt. Corrupt meaning is sudden. So what is this one? Of course, laggard meaning lazy is easy to know the meaning, and leisurely at free time. We are at free time. So option number C is the correct answer here. We go towards this one. The doctor advised the patient to abstain from, so do without. Option number A is the correct answer here. The meaning of the rest of words you know. So have a nice time, you all. I enjoy your off days. It's not very specific good time to enjoy, but you need to stay at home and enjoy your time. Okay? Thank you very much.